Get your priorities right, or put on love. Oh, put on love. Now put on compassion, put on tenderness and mercy. Oh, put on love. Sweet love. This love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness. Love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness. It doesn't really matter the way that you dress. I don't even care if you look a mess. Just put on love. You put on love. This love is the light that guides the feet of man. Oh, I put on tenderness and mercy. Oh, put on love. Now put on love. Love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness. Oh, love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness. Put it on, oh, put on compassion, we'll put on tenderness and mercy. Just put on love. Just put on love. Put it on now. Now put on compassion, put on tenderness and mercy. Just put on love. Oh, put on love. Love is the light that guides the feet of man. Love is the light that guides the feet of man. Love is the light that guides the feet of man. Love is the light that guides the feet of man. Love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness. Love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness. Love is the light that guides the feet of man. Love is the light that guides the feet of man. Love is the light that guides the feet of man in the wilderness.
Professionally since I was 15, and I never had what I call a normal job, but I just keep going, and my first album came out in 1964, so if you younger ones are good at maths, you can work out how old I am. I travel the world so much, and especially in the last 15 years I've been to more countries than I ever thought I would go to, and this year it's it's been Poland, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Siberia, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Greece. This is just singing about love, because this is the most important thing. And it really doesn't matter whether you have Jesus or Krishna or Muhammad, or if you follow Sai Baba, or if you have no religion at all. You just have to do whatever you do with love. So the more I travel across the world, I see how it is the most important thing. So I'd like to do a song for you now called Under the Sun. And the reason I wrote this is because the sun doesn't differentiate between, let's say, bad people or good people. It just shines on all of us regardless. And this is how we should be when we're out giving out love to everyone. So let's see how it goes.
Look around, what do you see? Someone else that's just like me, searching from the moment of birth. Beneath the skin, we're all the same. The blood runs red, we play the game until we're dust upon the earth. But when we walk in love, we are one under the sun. Oh, when we walk in love, we are one under the sun. It isn't easy getting through this crazy life. The things we do are sometimes so hard to explain. With every beat of every heart, the air we breathe, we play the part. We're links of a single chain. When we walk in love, we are one under the sun. Oh, when we walk in love, we are one under the sun. You are one with a distant star and a little blade of grass. You shine like dew on the petal of a rose, and you swing from star to star. Let the rain of love fall on earth, let the rivers of love flow. Let the rain of love fall on earth, let the rivers of love flow. Here's the key, unlock the door. Don't you know there's so much more to this life than only you can see? No matter if we're black or white, only love can win the fight and make it right for you and me. Oh, when we walk in love, we are one under the sun. Oh, when we walk in love, we are one under the sun. Oh, when we walk in love, we are under the sun. Oh, when we walk in love, we are under the sun. Each one is silent enough.
I go to countries where I really don't speak the language. I haven't sent learned Russian or Arabic. I think I probably have to live for another life to get that together. But the one thing I've noticed, it doesn't matter which language or which part of the world I'm in, love is the one thing that everybody knows. Everybody loves something, and so this is a thing, it's a bit like a seed inside of us. It should be nurtured, because then it grows and it guides us through our life. And you start to, I always think that love is a bit like having a radio inside. You can have a channel, the receiver, and you can go to many different channels. But if you can tune your heart to the love channel, I've got to tell you, you get the best music. The other might be good music too, but the love channel happens to be the tops. This is the voice of experience talking here. So let us do, I'd like to do for you now, this song called Unify.
There are so many waves on one big ocean, and so many stars in the sky. But we're all part of one big family. It's just this body that's born to die. And if you wanna know the unknowable, you must touch the untouchable, move the unmovable, so you can love the unlovable. Only love can unify. Unify. Well, there ain't no difference between me and you, black or white, rich or poor, qualified. To follow the path, there's a key to the door. It's the key to open it if you try. And if you wanna know the unknowable, you must touch the untouchable, to move the unmovable, so you can love the unlovable. Only love can unify. Unify. If you cut us off, do you not bleed? There ain't no peace till we are freed of this thinking about what is mine and what is yours. It's so easy if we simplify. Now's where brothers and sisters are part of a whole. Just this body that's born to die. But if you wanna know the unknowable, you must touch the untouchable, to move the unmovable, and feel the unthinkable, and see the unseeable, and hear the unhearable, so you can feel the unfeelable, and love the unlovable. Only love can unify. 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 Something pretty foolish, which is not unusual for me. I'm just telling the guys here, I'm actually going to go and play the piano, plunge myself into darkness unless there's a light that goes on there. It doesn't matter. You know, I do blues music, and blues music was a very healing music. If you go back maybe 100 years, in fact, yes, 100 years, and maybe you'd been working in the cotton fields or the railroad, or dare I say it, the red light district. You had no way to cheer up your soul except in the evenings to sing. You were tired, and singing was free. You didn't need a band or anything. And of course, light, let there be. Or the batteries can run out of juice. We much prefer cabled mics, and Kathy's probably as useless at things as like me too. Oh, thank you, Noel. Right, now you have to remember that love is everything that rules our whole planet. Without love, none of us would be here. By that I also mean, I've got to say it, physical love. One shouldn't be too kind of precious and pretend that it's all kind of holy. There's a down-to-earth thing about love too. And this is a song that is well documented. It comes from 1915 in New Orleans, in an area where probably none of you should be going. But it's where the music that I do comes from. And as I said, music lifts up the soul, and it fits. Yippee! Whoops. Let's move it in a bit. Can it go back to right there? I'm hopeless at anything that requires male strength. Yep, as long as it'll hold and doesn't start to droop, said the actress. Great, I've got 3 guys working on it. Yes, I know it's doing it, it's drooping. Okay, right, this I think is it. Now this song is well documented, as I said. It comes from the red light district in New Orleans, but I'm singing it for you now because I want you to know that in the old days, it was a time when people could express themselves with blues and get across messages that you probably couldn't hear in any other way. And this is a fabulous song. I used to sing it in front of my mother, who's sadly up with the angels now. And she always thought it was a good song, and I felt that if anything could get past the censorship of my mother, it would be all right to sing to you guys. It's called the Organ Grinder Blues. And you have to remember that blues is the kind of music you take tongue-in-cheek. It's not too serious. Sometimes a little bit naughty with the lyrics, but that's okay too.
And it was originally written so that it was written by a man called Clarence Williams. Well, he took the credit for it, but sometimes I think that these women used to sing the songs, and in the old days the women had no idea how to go and register a song down at the patenting office, so a man would go and do it. But it's traditionally, it would have been sung by a woman, and she's one of these working girls, need I say more, and she'd be looking out of the window and she saw this very attractive organ grinder. Of course, it has double meanings, but I'm singing you it because music should be about lifting up the heart, entertaining us, and reminding us that love comes in many different forms. Everything should be done with love. I always say it doesn't matter if you're chopping vegetables or cleaning the floor, you do it with love. So, the Organ Grinder Blues. This one is for my mum.
The best. I'll get grander. I'll get grander. Well, your sweet music now it seems to ease my mind. Well, it's not your organ, but it's the way you grind. Let's do some grinding. Assistance. No, can you help me out here, please? I'm just a weak woman. It's great how that works, doesn't it? Men from all angles come appearing. It's just what I like. It's just, I really want everyone to feel that anything musical is kind of, I consider it holy. Every note for me is like God floating in the airwaves. And I felt this ever since I was a little girl, even when I'm just sitting in the back of a car, like yesterday, which going to Santa Barbara, I could hear melodies. They're always going on in the back of my head. I hear a
car horn and then a bird tweeting over there and some child screeching or something, and somehow I hear melodies all the time. I think it may be called Asperger's or autistic or something. It's not normal. Okay, he's just got to go and switch it on. But for me, music is God as much as love is God. Have we got power? Have we got power? Yes, we have got power. So I just wanted to show you where I'm coming from musically. I can't really talk about reincarnation, but I've often thought, perhaps because I fell in love with the blues at the age of 11, that if reincarnation exists, then I must have worked in one of those not here too. And you should wish that they would be here too, but I can only really turn up with my backing tracks. So I'd like to do a song for you now called Your Love Is True. And this shows you how you can take the songs of love, the emotion of love, and put it into a nice gentle blues song. My band are furious because the thing about blues is it's meant to be spontaneous. You have this very basic format. It's often 3 chords and 12 bars, and that's really simple. No complicated jazz chords, but very simple, and it's how each musician weaves the music together, puts their love, and the way they play, believe me, it is a form of love, and this is what it's all about, love, let's face it. And of course, when you've got the musicians on stage, it's far more interesting to look at. You've got a, you've got a piano player who's, I work with 2 different guys actually, but this particular piano player who's playing on this track, he's what we call a babe magnet, and everyone, all the girls and everything. And I got a great guitarist. Musicians should actually play so that their instrument becomes an extension of their body. He would like to be a babe magnet, but he's not as much as the piano player. But he's a hot guy too. I've got really great musicians. And the other thing that I'll tell, because there's young people here, when you work with a band is only as good as the drummer. If you've got a bad drummer, then everything falls to pieces. You have to have a rhythm. And everything that we do in life has a rhythm. It's just going on the whole time. We may not hear it, but it's there, and if you're lucky, you can feel it. So this is a song I have sung in India. I've sung blues all over India, which is great, with my full band, and I'm very honoured to have been able to take such a music to a country that doesn't normally hear this kind of music, although they're now getting much more savvy to blues. So, it's a very simple, mellow blues thing called Your Love Is True. A bit less track now. When I walk, when I talk, I always think of you. Night and day, in every way, you're there in all I do. So if I seem to live my dream, it's only because your love is true. Your love is true. Your love is true. Stop my heart from feeling blue. Your love is true. Your love is true. In troubled times it pulled me through. My past is past. I'm starting out anew, and it's all because your love is true. I hold on tight, cause it seems right. What else can I do but say your name and play the game and leave it up to you? Love's here to stay, so may I say it's only because your love is true. Your love is true. Your love is true. You stop my heart from feeling blue. Your love is true. Your love is true. In troubled times it pulls me through. My past is past. I'm summoned out a new one. It's all because your love is true. Now you can help me and yourselves by clicking your fingers. It's good for you. If you can do it, great. Most people start out quite enthusiastic and then they fall by the wayside because it's not so easy.
sunning out of you, and it's all because your love is true. I sing a name, I play the game. What else can I do? All night, day, and every way, I'll stick to you like glue. So may I say, and may I pray that it's because your love is true. Your love is true. Your love is true. You stop my heart from feeling blue. Your love is true. Your love is true. In troubled times, it pulled me through. My past is past. I'm starting on a new one. It's all because your love is true. So when I walk, when I talk, I always think of you. Night and day, in every way, you're there in all I do. So here I stand in wonderland, and it's all because your love is true. Your love is true. Your love is true. You stop my heart from feeling blue. Your love is true. Your love is true. In troubled times, it pulled me through. My past is past. I'm starting out anew, and it's all because your love is true. You know, all of us, we all have love within us, and if one says God is love, and love is God, then we are in a way aspects of God, because we are walking, you could say, embodiments of love. Now this song is called Move Your Body Close to Me, and we all are in a body for this life, but inside we are capable of such amazing love. I mean, love really can move mountains, and wherever we go, we are moving this love within our bodies, which is why this song somehow came about. And strangely enough, it's the one song I get asked to sing more than any others. I wrote it quite a long time ago, and it was by a fluke. I consider it a bit of a fluke. It was a #1 hit in Europe. It never got released in America. I couldn't find anybody that was interested, but it doesn't matter. Maybe you'll still like it. It's quite Indian-y influenced. And in India they have a type of music called a ghazal. It's a weird word actually, but they have these words, these songs I mean, sometimes if you want to think of physical love, that's okay, or divine love. It's up to the listener to decide how to take it. But either way, it's still just love. Love, love, love. Move your body close to me. Move your body close to me. Touch heart to heart, don't get hard. Whoa, baby. Move your body close to me. Move your body close to me. Reach out and feel that it's for real. Whoa, baby. Move your body close to me. Your body close to me. Don't take your time about it, give your loving. Never take the blame for what's right or wrong. Don't take too long about it, give your loving. Let us move together all night long. So move your body close to me. Move your body close to me. Touch heart to heart, don't apart. Move you, baby. Move your body close to me. 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 Move your body close to me.
As I travel the world, I see wonderful things, but I also see things that sadden me. And it's not in the Santa Ana High School, because everything was so clean and marvelous. What I see, doesn't matter whether I'm in India or Russia, they just throw their trash away and they leave plastic bottles and cans and dreadful things on the floor. And we've been put on this earth to walk and live and move with love, but we should also respect the earth that we are walking on. This song is called Love the Love, and it's really all about that. You know, in England, if I see somebody dropping even a cigarette butt, I sometimes feel like going up and telling them to pick it up, but you don't know if they're going to turn around and punch you in the face, so you keep quiet. But it should be. I was very lucky. I had parents that even if I wanted to throw a sweet wrapper out of a window, I was told to go and pick it up, so that from an early age I was told that that's not what you do. But we're polluting our world, especially with plastic, which is one of my big fights against plastic, because it's very hard to, to get rid of plastic. So we have to respect and love this world. And not only must we love that, it's easy to love your family, it's easy to love, well, sometimes it's not that easy to love your family, but theoretically it's easy to love your family. But more important is to love your enemies. Because if you actually make an effort to love them, they become not your enemies anymore, that you recognize they are brothers and sisters and we're all part of everything. So we have to love every living animal too, and every fish, every bird, every flower. I know it sounds corny, but if you get this into your life, you do function a whole lot better. I know, because I know it works. So I try and put these kind of in my head. It works, believe me. Thank you. I should have got one of those nice big Louis Armstrong handkerchiefs that mop up the sweat. It's good for me. So this song is all about loving the love, which is so important.
Love the love, love the love, love the love, love the love. Love the the love of the beloved, love the love of the beloved, love the love of the beloved, oh love the love of the beloved. Take love, don't break love, just make love your goal. So love the love of the beloved, love the love of the beloved, love the love of the beloved, oh love the love of the beloved. Hold it and fold it, it's gold in your soul. So love the love, love the love, love the love, love the love.
In English, and then we're going to do 3 songs in another language. So I'm just warning everyone who's involved in that. This song is called The Whole Universe. I don't know why I had the thought to sing this, but it's taken from, in India there's this holy book, and they've got many holy books, but this one, the Upanishads, there's a whole section in it which is there to remind us that inside us we have everything that we actually need. Everything is there. In our mind, but it's our heart. It's in this tiny little space inside. So that's why it's called The Whole Universe. And by the way, for anybody that's kind of interested in things musical, a lot of the guitar work on these backing tracks is by the second guitarist from Pink Floyd. All my musicians who played with me, they're not actually devotees of any kind of religion, they are devotees of music. And that's the most important thing. You have to devote your whole life to what you believe in. And I work with musicians, and as I said, music is their God, and it's a wonderful way to spend your life. It's a tough life being a musician, but the benefits are beyond even mentioning. So I'd like to do this rather quiet little song.
Space within the heart is as great as this vast universe. The heavens and the earth are there, the sun and the moon and the stars, the fire and lightning as wind is there. And all that is, and all that is not, belongs to Him, and He is all we got. So we play our part, like the whole universe. He dwells within our heart. The end of the beginning of dreams, birthless and deathless and changeless, remains the Spirit forever. And life can sometimes be so strange, like walking on a razor's edge. It's now and forever. Each moment, it's like eternity. Much more than we can ever know, much more than the eyes can see. So we lay our hearts, and like the whole universe, He dwells within our hearts. Under your charm of perilous scenes, who does not fall entangled in your spell, beguiled by visions, wandering dreams? A shifting house of mirrors where we dwell. Under your charm of perilous scenes, who does not fall entangled in your spell, beguiled by visions, wandering dreams? A shifting house of mirrors here we dwell. Under your charm of perilous scenes, who does not fall entangled in your spell, beguiled by visions, wandering dreams? And if the light of 1,000 suns was to blaze all at once in the sky, it's nothing like the splendor of this mighty beam, until the day we whole universe, He dwells within our hearts. Oh, we play our parts, like the whole universe, He dwells within our hearts. And like the whole universe, He dwells within our hearts. Shanti, Shanti, Especially to get it?
They're from the kitchen.
Well, I'm very truly grateful. Dripping. It's a nice way to be, actually, I've got to say. But I hope I don't need the second one. But who knows? Now, this is a kind of an important part to the show because the songs that we're about to do now, Sam over there is approaching me fast, God, with the camera, is because he's very techno. Me, I don't do Facebook, and I probably never will, because I'm not very techno. I'm too busy on the road, so I don't have a chance to sit and do anything with machinery. Well, not much, but I'm in studios a lot mixing albums, but that's a completely different story. And he's got this kind of plan, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, to do 3 songs that are going to be recorded in different places around the world, wherever I'm singing, and get different shots of the audience too. Now I know you, the choir in the front, you may not know these songs. It doesn't matter. You can la along to if you like. If not, just sit there and try not to look too bored, because it's going to go global, and you might be seen on Facebook or whatever all over the world, and you might be on YouTube. So look alert and lovely and beautiful like you will do. But the thing is, these songs are also all about love, but in a different form. So, we're going to do, I know the cameras are going to be turned hopefully more on you guys than me. Is this not so? Sam, do you want the lights up in the auditorium? Yeah, maybe now sort of bring them down a bit on me a bit, or does that mess up Eugene? Why don't you bring the lights up as well on everyone else, so you've got to look like you're really enjoying yourself. And I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's really good with the kind of editing stuff. So this first song is called Hara 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 Mahadeva. For those of you that don't understand, it doesn't matter. It's all about love. And let's see how it... I did these songs originally in studios with some of my musicians, and like I said, some really famous musicians used to wander in and play. It's not kind of their thing, but they were just willing to mercifully help me out. So let's try this first one, Hara Hara.
Shiva 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 Sada Shiva
Shiva Shiva Shiva Shiva Sada Shiva
Hara 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 Mahadeva
Hara 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 Mahadeva
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya
Nama Vishnu Surachitaya
Amma Vishnu Namah Shivaya Amma Vishnu Namah Shivaya Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya
Om Ganesha Saravana Sevita Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
That was just a rehearsal.
Yeah.
I love it when machines break down because I don't know how to do anything with this machine and it just proves that it's much better without them, but we need them now. It is a weird format, that one. We could leave that song and go to the others. What do you think, Sam? Yeah, it's got a gremlin in there. Well, we got the first bit and maybe you shot somebody in the first few bars. I don't mean literally. Should we go to Bola Bandari? Yeah, let's do that. It's safer. It's this machine thing. It's techno age. I've done gigs where everything breaks down, and I've been in doing gigs when the whole scenery's fallen down, and you just have to carry on and be what they call in the profession an old pro, and let nothing faze you. Because actually, when I sing, I always see everyone as one big family, so, you never mind singing at home or with your friends or in the shower or whatever. It's the same as singing in the shower as when I'm singing to you guys. So let's try Bola Bandari when it's ready. Bola Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Mama. Bola Bandari Mama, Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Mama. Bola Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Mama. Yogeshwara Sai Murare, Yogeshwara Nitya Purare. Yogeshwara Sai Murare, Yogeshwara Nitya Purare. Ramananda Premananda Nityananda Sai Baba. Ramananda Premananda Nityananda Sai Baba. Bola Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Baba. Mata Lakshata Gita Bhajita Bhavana Sai Baba. Mata Lakshata Gita Bhajita Bhavana Sai Baba. Bola Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Baba. Bola Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Baba. Yogeshwara Sai Murare, Yogeshwara Nitya Purare. Yogeshwara Sai Murare, Yogeshwara Nitya Purare. Ramananda Premananda Nityananda Sai Baba. Ramananda Premananda Nityananda Sai Baba. Bola Bandari Mama, Shiva 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 Sai Baba. Bola
Shiva 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 Sai Baba. 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 Gora Bandare Baba, Shiva 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 Sai Baba.
Gora Bandare Baba, Shiva 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 Sai Baba.
Gora Bandare Baba, Shiva 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 Sai Baba.
Gora Bandare Baba, Shiva 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 Sai Baba.
Gora Bandare Baba, Shiva 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 Sai Baba.
Bolo Bandari Baba, Shiva 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 Sai Baba.
Well done. Alright, apparently we can do Hara Hara one more time. Let's see how it goes. As I said, it's all about love. Understand? Yeah, feel good here. And that's really what these songs are. Some of you know these songs, I don't have to explain it to you, but maybe for you guys from the choir, etc. It is love, okay, it's in another language, but you don't really have to understand, you just have to know it's love. Every note is love, every breath that we take is love. And we should remember, every mouthful of chocolate that we eat is love. Well, I think so anyway. Okay, let's go for Hara Hara and let's see what it works. Hara 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 Mahadeva.
Hara 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 Mahadeva.
Shiva 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 Sada Shiva.
Shiva 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 Sada Shiva.
Hara 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 Mahadeva.
Om Hara 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 Mahadeva.
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Surachitaya, Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Brahma Vishnu Surachitaya, Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Ganesha Sarva Sevita, Om Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Ganesha Sarva Sevita, Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Hara 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 Mahadeva.
Shiva 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 Sada Shiva.
Shiva 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 Sada Shiva. Om Hara 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 Mahadeva. Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya. Brahma Vishnu Surashitaya, Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya.
Shivaya.
You're still on camera. Keep. I think they say we're going to keep focused is the word that everyone uses these days. Look animated, look happy, look as if you know what you're doing. Even if you don't, fool the camera. It'll be great because I know Sam's going to send this thing global. He did something with me the other day on Facebook. We had 12,000 hits instantly, almost. True. So this next one is called Salam Alaikum, and this is a song. Well, Salam Alaikum means welcome, actually. I go a lot to Arab countries or Muslim countries, and this would be the greeting if you're going into a tea shop or going to buy a pair of slippers or something. Salam Alaikum, and they go, Salam Alaikum back, and it's always a nice greeting to say. And it's got the names of all the religions in it too. As I said at the beginning, it doesn't matter which you happen to believe in or if you have no beliefs. You just have to bring joy to the earth, love and feel good. So, this I sang originally, the original recording I did this with a fantastic ladies choir that I took into the studios in India. And it was a huge choir, and I was kind of conducting them, and I didn't know really what to call them. We kind of thought, well, maybe we should call ourselves the Brindavan Babes, which made sense to people in India, but in the end we decided we couldn't. So we're called the Shanti Sisters, which means peace. Shanti means peace for those that don't know. And always when you sing this kind of music, we've even added a didgeridoo, you know, that long Australian instrument. And for the Aborigines in Australia, when they have the didgeridoo, they believe that if they play this instrument, if they stop, then the world stops. So it's called going into what they call dream time. So they have to keep playing this instrument, and for those of you that have seen them playing this instrument, you can have it can be really long, it can be about sort of 5 feet long, and you have to do what is called circular breathing. I wish I could do it. You kind of breathe in through the nose and keep going through the mouth, and you keep going. You can go for 20 minutes, you can go for 2 hours if you can do it, which is pretty incredible. Anyway, we've got a didgeridoo player on this, so let's try this all together. Salam Alaikum. Salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam. Salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam. Salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam. Salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam alaikum, salam. Allahu simple. And usually, in most countries where I've sung this, when people are feeling bold and loosened up, they get up and just sway and dance to this. So I think it'd be quite good if you are feeling strong and brave, do. If not, it's not the end of the world. But it's very simple, and I know you guys down here, you don't know the words of this, but you might have noticed in these last 3 songs, it's very simple. The lead singer sings a line, and then the audience sings a line. So if you've got a musical ear, which I know you have, you just sing what I have just sung, but it's got a bit of a kind of a disco beat to it, if I can use that terribly old-fashioned word, disco. But it's just a good thing, so we should really have the lights up a bit more now, kind of illuminate. Is it possible for everyone else here? And just swing about, and if you feel brave, get up and dance to Prasana Ho, because it's the last of the old style first Sunday. And this is a song that basically says, glory to the greatest, which of course is love. Press that button, Sam. That's it. Bob, I know I want to thank a few people. Do you want to thank any more people? Everyone had a great time.
Yes, I have one thing to say.
Say it, speak.
No speech, I hope.
Go for it.
I forgot a very important thing. The book center. The book center was made with love. Those of you who knew Elsie Cowan, that determinant of love that built the book center. And volunteers. I noticed, I didn't see it before, but Zeke's down here. And Zeke is one of those guys who was around the book center for such a long time. And he'd show up and he'd pay to do this with the air conditioning. And there was all others did that. It's all about love. You know, out here, and next time, please go over and enjoy some refreshments. But there's a lot of CDs and there's some DVDs. Help yourself. You know, there's one ad that we have. If you can find a mattress that's any lower price, and it's free! Well, I'll guarantee you, they're all free. Take one for yourself. Take one for a neighbor. Enjoy. Be happy. We can have a celebrate for the ones who really worked today, behind the scenes, brought in the meals, got the volunteers, did it all. Thanks, Dick and Barbara. Barbara, Kathy, you down there? Could you come up here just a moment, please? We just have a Barbara celebrate. I want to thank Rita for being the instrument, Kathy, Danna, for you, and it's a little bit of love that we have. Come on, Danna, this is for you. Words that Danny said. Go play the game and be happy.